Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we are here on TEW for a new series that I've been really excited for. I've done this series on stream, but for males. But essentially, I pick one superstar and I build my entire roster and everything basically in a local to global around this person. It's a little bit, I would not really necessarily say like the most difficult super challenge. I mean, local to global is the most difficult. Starting from scratch is always insane. Obviously, I have one insane person on my roster. I did this with Takeshita on the men's side of things, and we built a pretty nice roster around him, and it worked pretty well. But yeah, I'm gonna start with women. I was going to do this as I'll be doing this as a stream at some point too with a community member French fries at some point, but I wanted to do this as my own on a series also because I was enjoying just honestly doing this challenge and I kind of wanted to have my own thing. So at the moment you kind of see we got a little bit nothing about 10k. I didn't really think it was too much on the money that mattered. I'll have to make sure everything's going along, but our roster member is Io Sky. I mean, I think she is one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. I could have really picked a lot of people here, but I did kind of want somebody a little bit of aging, a little bit of, this. She has insane popularity everywhere. We're in Japan, so this 60 is going to be great. She has great abilities. Obviously, as a babyface, I'm going to have to find a bunch of heels, but she plays really good stuff. She's professional. Everything here works. Obviously, got her on a super cheap contract because she's just going to be our person. We're gonna have to build a roster around her. Obviously, going very cheap. I'm gonna try to keep it as cheap as possible. I'm thinking $500 is my limit, and I kind of want to see what happens with this. We'll go over a few things, obviously, with booking stuff. I would love to put her as a booker. She had skills, but she doesn't. We don't have much. I do have a custom character that I use as my avatar and stuff, so maybe he's a little bit more difficult, not difficult, better. I don't really know. Obviously, we got a huge roster to build around. I have a couple creative characters. We're not gonna probably bother with them, but we're gonna have to build a pretty decent roster. I think I'll probably get about 7 people to straight off the bat and make our roster to 8. We're gonna be running like 1 hour shows. I kind of have a idea of what to do. I know popularity is the big thing, so I'll probably run technically 2 paid shows and 1 free show a month and kind of see where that takes us to make sure we hit all of our goals. We got our inner circle that we have to go through, all of that type of stuff. Obviously, the figurehead. Um, we'll put her right there right now as Io Sky. She'll be nonstop winning and carrying this brand to the promised land and seeing what we can do. Obviously speaking, there's a lot of stuff to do, and we'll have a cool roster. So I don't know, we can just go over some of the roster right now and try to see what we're gonna find. Obviously speaking, we need some stuff that works around it. Whereas I hit production, I wanted to hit product. Our product that I'm gonna try, I've never done this type, is having this. We're gonna have women only, main event spotlight. See if this kind of works. I feel like we have to um, do a few different things with this, so this may or may not be the greatest. So, yeah, let's look into some people. I think we're gonna have a $500 budget, so I think the best thing to right off the bat, I'm gonna go to unemployed people. Because I won't have to worry about rosters. Obviously, we'll go all because we're gonna go for. I want to go with referee first. Just get them out of the way. To hire based in, I mean, I would prefer Japan. And our list is very little: $50, $60, $60, $60, $80. Okay, so not much of anything. We can look at the skills. We got 58, 59. They do have a little bit of color commentary, so that could be good, and some charisma. Not that I think we would have to use anything else other than the ref, so I'm kind of looking if there's booking skills. 66 and 53. So I think 66 is the best at $60 a show. It's a little bit more, but I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be our first contract here. $60 is down the drain. So we are now down to 450. 5:40? No, 4:40. God, man. Man, I'm filming this at like 5 in the morning and I haven't gone to bed yet, so that is the reason that I'm so bad. Let's look at some of the wrestlers. Obviously speaking, we have a lot of people. I have my custom wrestlers in here. I couldn't get rid of my old roster. I I had these as my characters in my WWE, my universe, so they're in here. This I forgot to change to female. We're only going to do female only. I think it'll be a lot easier to build a roster. Decent person to put on our roster. A little bit more expensive, but I think the popularity is pretty decent. Might be somebody we pick. Um, there's a lot of people here. I would like to get a couple people, but not spend my entire roster if not humanly possible. She's out currently, not really worth it. Um, yeah, this is a little bit rough. Got a couple custom people in here, but very creative. I don't know. Lily could be cool. Um, I kind of don't want to put anybody as custom. I've liked her before. This could be somebody. Is a baby face, so might not be the greatest. $40 down. That puts us to $400. Obviously we're gonna have some travel costs too, so we gotta pay attention to that. This person randomly has 60 or 20 popularity in this region. Why is that? She's actually worked with people? I don't think I even know who this is. 60's not the most expensive. She's better as a baby face. I feel like we need to have 5 heels and 3 baby faces because we need to have a higher rotation for EO to defeat. So this person wouldn't be the worst case scenario, but let's look what else we got. Um, Honestly, nothing's jumping out onto my brain being like we need to get this person. It's kind of the problem with some of the Japanese people because there's really good people, but then there's people that are not always the greatest. Obviously, Noah would be very good, good baby face, but $250 is a lot of our budget, so I don't know if that'd be worth it. Especially as a face, we wouldn't be able to do much with her, unfortunately. Madeline's not bad, but she normally goes and takes MMA fights a lot. $90. Why is everybody so expensive? Plays legit well, Prodigy. I'd take a shot. We could turn this person heel. It's another $40 down. Um, so that's for 2 people on the roster. I don't think that's too bad. Babyface. So many people play Babyface also, so that kind of sucks. Okay, so those are just the people that are unemployed. We obviously could do a lot more stuff, so we won't worry too much. I do feel like the person I always like to get in this situation is Mio because obviously $90 is pretty nice. 2 years, she will be a baby face, so I think that kind of puts my limitations on the things. We do have Io's sister. $400 is kind of insane. That is like 90% of my work or like my budget, but it would be pretty interesting to maybe bring her in. Um, I'll put her on the short list, but I definitely don't think this would be even a remote option here to do because, hey, let's just get AZM that just pays for everything in our budgets. I just want some good heals. That's the problem. Like anybody I think that could be remotely a heel or like that could be like, easy markable is great. Tag team specialist, all that's great, but like I don't need the baby faces. I need some heels. I need some good heels. Obviously, Io's gonna just have good matches, but like she's gotta have somebody. I don't really know of any heels off the top of my head that I can just like bring in here. that's affordable that wouldn't be like just like not do anything for us. Ram would be decent. She's a decent heal. 170 is a lot. Maybe I can get her down to 160. I know it's $10, but $10 is $10. That's fine. Just do the 170 then. And it likes to just get stuck like that sometimes. So we have to sit here and look at this. I'm hoping she takes the deal. That puts us on a decently filled budget, to be honest. Come on, game. I know you sometimes likes to get stuck, but you don't have to do this. You don't have to make me look bad while I'm recording. And I could just, trim this all out. But again, why are you doing this to me? Why? Either wants $4,000 per month or $170 a show. How does the $4,000 even remotely make sense in that type of situation? I think the deal went through. Yes. So we got most of our money already spent, and we don't have that many baby faces or heels. Again, would be another person that would be decent to bring in here, but no baby face. Um, better as a baby face. Now, even though they're just better as a baby face doesn't mean we necessarily have to do that. But I feel like it might be a good idea for some of these people. $90 for Ibata. She would be a decent heal. I feel like I'm already overspending. Maybe I'll grab her sister too, just to fill out some of these. That's 60, another 40 is 100. I think she was 40, so that's 140. 90 would make 210. 170 would make 380. And Bada was another 90, so that would be 470. And then the 30 would be just what we're at for budget. Oof. I guess that's what we'll do. Skim a couple days. Oh, wait. Advance a day and see what happens. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, what do you do? Like you got to set up the roster the best way you can, but there's also like only so much we can do. I do want to get our roster fully together and shown here before we go to the next episode type thing. I don't really know exactly how long these episodes will be or what we'll have in all of them. We'll jump one more day. I have some ideas of what we can do to be good at this, but I don't know necessarily how well our roster can do when we don't have that many heals. Obviously speaking, I think Io is going to have just a phenomenal time in the ring. We just got to make sure she's in that whole thing of like everybody doing what they need to do. I think we also have to cut an angle with Io at some point. I think she'd be really good with that. Let's jump into we got our ref. We got a baby face, another face, heal. I'm just gonna making sure everybody ends up being the heal that they need to be. I feel like there's also okay, they want to also go into that. That's fine. I thought there was also maybe one other person that I can remember that is decent as a heal. I'm pretty sure she's decent. 40 is probably a little bit more than our budget, but I think 580 is or not 540 wouldn't be that bad of a budget. We'll advance one more day. It'll probably take another extra day for her to sign, and we'll see what our roster looks like after this, which I think will be a little bit difficult to be looking at. But I think altogether it's gonna be decent. We're gonna have Mio in there to help, but I feel like our heels are going to have some hard time getting momentum built because I think they're going to be taking L's because our two baby faces are the biggest of the thing. So she ends up signing with us. We put her as a heel. She ends up signing with us also. We're going to put her as a heel. And if we get Chi Chi on there, that would be another heel. I think we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that'd be our eighth wrestler, 5 heels. and free baby faces, I think, is the way to go here. We'll also look at the hidden gems. Obviously, I like some of these people. I feel like they could definitely be brought in, but we saw a lot of them being baby faces. Let's just look at her real fast. $200 already is going to be insane. Never mind. I was like, oh yeah, if she's like $30, we'll throw out somebody that is not good at babyface or heel. Like we can figure it out. Like I don't mind that, but $200 is insane. Because I mean, if I'm spending $200, I got some other people I'm gonna go for. Obviously, travel might make a little bit more expensive than $50, but or 500, yeah, $500, and we're gonna be losing money pretty fast right off the bat. But I think it's gonna be okay. We go into this still needing one more day. I think altogether this roster will do a decent amount of work because there's a lot of you know good people on here. I thought about doing a tournament to start off with, but that can get kind of messy, and I haven't booked the show completely the way that we want to do it, so I kind of want to see how that's going to go because I've not booked this style of wrestling, and I'm afraid that you know there could be some wrong here. Something could happen, but we'll see. Let's look. We got Chi Chi in here. Need her as a heel, and I think we are doing pretty decent. I might be able to just start our first show right off the bat. I'm probably gonna do like a 1 month show with one name. Oh yeah, I messed up my money. I gotta figure that out. I forgot about that. I had using an old thing, so it has a broadcasting thing that doesn't need to work. Of course, I'll fix that. It doesn't really matter right this second. Um, Might as well just fix it now while we're here. Do 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 do. Well, screw it. I'll do it later. Um, yeah. So let's go to events. Let's see what's available. Maybe we'll do our events Friday the 11th. I don't know why I went fully out of here. New event. We're gonna go an hour. See if we can't shove it all in there in an hour. This is gonna be not every week, every month thing. We'll just say the exact same day. It doesn't really matter. Number one. This will be our flagship thing. We're Proving Grounds Wrestling, so we'll go Proving Grounds here, number one, and we'll put the first one here on the 11th. It's going to be the show that costs money, and then we'll do a free show, and then we'll do like another regular show. Obviously, nothing else here is going to go around. So I think the other thing we need to look at is our inner circle. I'm really hoping that EO can train. Yep, sure you can train. That's perfect. Senior referee, sure, I don't know if that does anything if we only have one ref. Morale, who's good at morale? Yeah, Mio, I think she's going to always be kind of person who gets some decent wins. Chief Enforcer, I'm going to think EO. She's already pleased, so we got to make sure she's super happy. I could put in Bada as this. And her sister is happy. Locker room leaders. We'll put EO in here. Obviously, she's all that matters. Everybody else is well suited, but they're just not here. I think that's pretty decent. And we'll sim the 5 days until we get to the show, and then we'll book it. Okay, so we got the booking here. It's going to be a little bit funky. I just kind of want to see where we're at. And obviously, um, I don't think, do we want to do an angle? I don't know. Let's start off the show with an angle. Why not? Cutting a promo. EO. Here comes this guy. I don't know. Make it 3 minutes. Fill in the angle. Let's let's make it scripted. Sorry, that die all of a sudden. And let's see. I mean, we got a pretty book show. $800 for the show. Between like all the other crap that we got in here. So let's see. 53 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Angle starts off great. Obviously, EO can cut it. So 68 to start off the show. Io beats Inbada for the title. She ran a 78. That is absolutely great. So 67 overall for this card, and this is when it goes downhill, I think. 36. So Inbada versus Hanzoa. I always forget how to say a last name. Their gimmicks were great. All that, the crowd got hotter. I think that's okay. 36 is going to be what we're going to expect. Then we got the Ibadas versus Mio and I feel like this is not a bad thing. We got Mio getting strong connection with the younger female demographic, 53 overall. Obviously, our other baby face on the roster, but honestly, Embada with a 57 is also really good. So we'll go to the next segment. We didn't use everybody on the roster, just kind of see. And on the 79 to have her second, or I guess it would be her first defense of the title, an 82 from EO. This is definitely the crazy thing, but Rams gimmick got a poor. That's going to be our first rivalry type thing. So let's look at that. 76 automatically right off the bat. Great. Let's give EO the pat on the back. But Ibata also did really good. I was very impressed. She's pleased. She's pleased. Obviously good. We only lost $796. Again, got to fix our money. No popularity here. It's okay. We know this is going to happen. We basically are going to not make money for a very long time to a certain extent. I have a couple different people. Like I have two other people on my roster, and I'm gonna have them rotating in. Obviously with the heels, like I said, we're gonna have a couple different things here and there. Obviously, want to get them as many matches humanly possible, but I also do not want people to be too upset not to be on the card. So we'll have to see that. We don't have commentary, all that type of stuff adds up to being a lot more different. So also, couldn't she also run? No, she's good as babyface. She's a technician. Because you have a technical master class as part of the product that we need to do. So maybe get somebody in there that specializes in that might be a good idea. Merchandise, we should also start to upgrade. Even though it's going to cost us money, it might be something to do. But until the next episode, this has been Japan. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.